I'm going to New York to work with Michael Jackson. I want you to come with me. Ooh. And I got in the van and I went with him to New York. And he put me the first night. It was at midnight. He walked in the studio, and he's working on this group called Men of Vision. And he goes, "Check this out." And he played these chords. Played it one time. He said, "Pay close attention." He played these chords, and he goes, "Now turn that to a record. I'll be back in 2 hours."
Whoa.
Did you? Was it a record in 2 hours?
What'd you say?
Did you do it?
Yeah, and he left, and I just started working. He came, and I was at midnight. I was a kid. Like, midnight's late. I was a kid. At that time, I was probably 16 years old. He left. I came back with the whole record. I said, "Listen, push play," and he didn't touch anything that I did. He loved it so much. He, the group recorded it. It came out on their album. Wow. So that was amazing.
So I guess you've already answered one of my questions, which is how hands-on are you technically? And if you do your own recording or mixing sometimes, or if you always work with an engineer?
Never. It goes back to when I first said, I don't want to be the best person in the room. I want whoever's better at what they do to be in there with me. Could I learn it? Yes, I can absolutely learn. I could probably learn everything and be one guy, but if I'm blessed to know that this guy is better at what he does or this guy's better at what he does, then I'm going to bring them to do what they do. And that goes for everything, whether it be marketing, whether it be, it's not, it's in all businesses, I think. In order to truly succeed, I love technology, but I brought in Noah to be the head of my digital innovation because I don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. I want the guy who can actually be better, and we can grow together. And that's just how it is in the studio for me. I'm always looking for talent that's hungry, that's passionate, and that really have a skill set that kind of can do something differently than what I could already do. If I can do it myself, let me tell you the biggest mistake people make with me, right? So somebody will be like, yo, I love what you do. I'm a producer, and I just want to get down with your camping team, and I've been studying you for years. And then I'll be like, all right, well, let me hear something and send me some music, and they send me stuff that sounds like me. I don't need another me. God already made me. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for someone that's going to add something completely left the center of what I do that's going to make my ears stand like, yo, what is that? What type of sound is that? That's what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? I can do me in my sleep. No one can do me better than me. Right? Michael Jordan, can't nobody do Michael Jordan better than Michael Jordan. So I always encourage people like to be the best you. Come up with you. Like it's okay to have mentors and have people that you look up to. I sat under Teddy Riley for years, but I didn't do New Jack Swing. I only did it when I was under him. But when I left under his covering, that's when I discovered the Dark Child sound. That's when I went and did my own thing because I was like, I'm not under him. Why do I got to do what he does? And that's what I encourage everybody. Like, find your own thing. Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun, but find something that really makes you you. That really makes you you. So that's my thing.
So what's in your studio these days besides engineers? Like gear-wise?
Oh man, I just went on a shopping spree. I got kind of fat. I'm be honest, man. I'm still young. So right? Just in some standards, I'm young, but I'm still into the old way of things at times. So I remember one of my guys. He was like, "Yo, I need to get you on Ableton Live. Yo, you need to get on Ableton." And I got on Ableton for a year. That thing looked like Chinese for me. I was like, I couldn't understand it to save my life. Now you got to remember, I held an MPC in my hand since I was 12 years old. That was like my little brother. We grew up together. So after trying Ableton, I realized that, okay, this thing is a little difficult. I recently got into Logic and I found it a little bit more easier. But then one day, like around Christmas time, I was like, I want to buy some gear. So I went on a shopping spree and started buying just every little toy I could find that just you know, things I had never used before, whether it be drum machines, whether it be new keyboard synths, old vintage synths. I just like a lot of gear. We're building another studio right now, and we're gonna have like 30 pieces of equipment on the wall. And the concept is that whatever sound I can imagine is already there, so I don't have to load it up. So if I use 808s, there'll be a machine that's dedicated just for 808s. If I use basses, there'll be a machine dedicated just for bass. And so I'm excited about that studio because that's like my dream room, to be able to just go where I want to go, and it's already set and ready to go. I don't have to load anything.
Do you have a console in your studio?
Yeah, I have a duality, SSL duality.
Yeah, a console.
I really don't want it. Honestly, I really don't want it. My engineer is spoiled. He's spoiled, right? Like, you don't really need a console anymore. You don't. But because you know, I bought this board a couple years ago and he's been used to it. So the other day I'm like, yo, Matt, I think we should sell a duality. Like, he's like, no. He's spoiled now. He does all his mixes on it. He loves it.
So you use more than 2 faders on it then? Yeah.
He loves it. We're not putting a board in my new room though.
Did he know that, or you just tell him that now?
Okay. He knows that. My new studio, board.
So do you have a current favorite software or hardware piece, or is that a question for Matt?
Matt, probably. What's your favorite software or hardware?
CL1B.
Say that again?
CL1B.
And what's your favorite microphone?
Telefunken 251.
Telefunken 251. Do we own one of those?
We don't.
See?
Whoa.
That's him trying to get me to get it. You slick, Matt. You slick.
So you've been an A&R executive with both Sony and Island Def Jam. What's it like to hold that kind of position?
I would never do that again. Yeah, I mean, I did it. I just think that, you know, if you do it, it has to be, you have to be at a place in your career where you don't really want to make music.
Oh, right. Business, you have to do business.
Yeah, it's a difference between, you have to be able to separate yourself from being a producer and an executive. You know, I own my own label called Evolve Music, and as an executive, if you had a track that I love, then I would purchase the track from you. You know, I would hire you to do a song with whatever artist we're working on. And so that's an executive side. So I got to get my producer side out the way. Sometimes as a producer, you got to know, like, I don't have to produce this album, that there's a lot of other talented people that I can bring on to do this album.
That's interesting. I think a lot of producers who've taken record company jobs have learned that kind of the hard way, that they couldn't just do their own music and it was a business job like that. But now you have your own imprints. You have Evolve and Evolve Inspirational with Capital. So that's different than what you've done before because it's your own.
It's totally different because Evolve to me is not a record company. Even though people want to label the record company, now we're a multifaceted, multimedia group. We just so happen to make records as well, but we have about 11 technology investments. We have an incredible staff of just young, hungry entrepreneurs on the team, and so we're trying to do something that's kind of never been done.
But this is with Evolve.
Evolve.
Yeah.
So for example, like our motto at Evolve is